Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur show. Man United podcast meets the Ballers at the Bridge podcast meets talking that Tottenham talk. A lot is going on with those three clubs, so I will get to all of that. Big up to everyone who's watching, as always, and everyone who's supporting. Please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live, hit the like button on the video. Already over 20 of you lot in here, which is big. So hit the like button, get us up to 20 likes. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. You can please do that. Share it across all of the social media apps you are active on. And just as important as those things, subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, people. We're currently at 5,780. We're looking for 5 new subscribers to get us to 5,785, 5 new subs. Please keep all your questions, Manchester United, Chelsea, or Spurs related. I am joined by Surfer, who is the Chelsea/Ballers at the Bridge representative. Jez should be here, but we don't know if he passed out because of the Conte news. So like I stated, a lot's going on with these three clubs. Obviously, Antonio Conte to be sacked by Spurs. That is the strong rumour. 3 red cards as Manchester United beat Fulham in the FA Cup to get through to the FA Cup semi-final, and Chelsea drawing 2-2 at Everton as well, people. So like I stated, please keep all your comments and all your questions with those 3 clubs. I see you lot in the chat. And why this is on a Monday, because obviously I didn't do the Man United podcast earlier, and I was going to doing the most, and then Surfer messaged me whilst I was on Battle of the North. Shout out to Matisse. And I seen the Conte news, and I was like, it makes sense. It makes sense to do this show. So that's why. But doing the most will happen this week. Don't worry about that. I will move that. And like I said, this is your Man United for Monday because I had stuff to sort out this morning. But what are you saying, Surfer? You good first and foremost?
Yeah, man. I'm good.
Man laughed, you know?
Like I said, I don't know where Jez is, man. He might be... He could be anywhere at this point. Do you know what I mean? He could be literally anywhere. He could be off his face. He could be literally... Could be passed out because he wasn't expecting this. You know what I mean? He saw the news and he was shocked.
Yeah.
Fell down.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Thought it was Christmas. Thought it was April Fool's Day, something like that, you know. But yeah, I'm all good. Start of a 2-week international break. So here we go.
Yeah, 2-week international break. But even with the international break coming up, people, we will still bring you content on Sarcasm City TV. Just because the Premier League takes a break, we don't. So you'll still get content on the channel. Yeah, go on, fam.
Also, to celebrate this channel getting 1 million views as well.
Sick. You know what I'm saying? And that, yeah, I was like, crazy.
I'm responsible for 639,000.
This guy's an idiot. But yeah, big up to everyone who's supporting. Yes, the channel has reached 1 million views overall, which is crazy. Crazy to think. Never would have thought that we would have reached 1 million views. So here's road to 2 million views overall, road to 6K subscribers, and we're going to keep working, like I said, during the international break. Of course, if you super chat as well, we will get straight to your question and comment. Don't forget, link for the membership is in the pinned comment, people. So check out the membership, many great perks. I will be doing a couple members Q&As on the Twitch during the international break, of course. So any members, I will be reaching out to you. Obviously, the members know who they are. Love to see all the green usernames in the chat as well. Big up Peter G, who says hair today, gone tomorrow, truth hurts. Big up to Dead in the Water, who says big up everyone. Ravi says, did Sam actually shave it off? So he's talking about his hair. For those that don't know, Hassam said if Bellingham doesn't sign for Liverpool, Jude Bellingham doesn't sign for Liverpool in the next transfer window this summer, he will shave his head bald on his channel. So I never wanted Liverpool to not get a player more than ever.
He might shave his head bald in protest when Mason Mount signs, to be honest.
Yeah, he might do that. I hope that I love them. Don't get Jude. You want Mason. That's what you want. Mason, you don't want Bellingham. Get Mount. 100%. Get Mount.
Just get him. Right? He's a cheaper version.
And get Rice. Throwing Rice, man. There you go, man.
Throwing Rice. Get them both. Package deal. It's all good. It's all good. 2 for 1.
Big up to Ravi, who says big up. United for Life says big up. Flawless. Jody Sports says breaking Qatar are set to significantly increase their offer for Manchester United this week. That's from Miguel Delaney. Okay, we'll see what happens with that. Big up to Victor, who says big up. He says, I'm going to miss the Jez Conte rants 100%. I'm going to miss them. They are legendary. That one at halftime. Was it the last game? It was the last group game.
The Marseille away. Do you remember?
Yeah, the Marseille at halftime. That great run, and then they ended up winning in the game, like I told you they would. Big up to both of you lot. Big up Peter G every single time. Justice says, apparently if Conte gets sacked before the end of the year, even though his contract ends this summer, they still must pay him 1 year's salary. He's done a great deal. He has done a phenomenal deal.
That's amazing.
He's done a phenomenal deal. Props. Double A says, you guys want Poch in again. Hopefully when Jez gets here, double A, we'll ask him. You know what I'm saying? Double A, I should said. We'll ask him. 100%. United for life says, flawless. If United win 2 or 3 trophies this season and the Qatari investors deal goes through and the club becomes successful in the future, no one can say, oh, your glory was made by Qatar. They're going to say that anyway. And you know what? I couldn't care less. I'm just going to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. I care my success the last 20 years?
I bet Server's heard every oil joke under the sun with Roman Abramovich and like how there was nothing before. He don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care. Yeah, thank you very much. Give me more. I'm hoping this lot is successful. I want another 20 years of success. You know what I mean? I couldn't care less. You know, let's face it. All football fans are immoral when it comes to their clubs and want to win stuff.
Oh, yeah,
I don't care where the money comes from.
I couldn't care less. What do you mean? People talking about moral high ground and all that. I couldn't care. But yeah, if we win 2 or 3 trophies, I'm going to celebrate that. And when the Qataris come in, I'm hoping for more trophies, more success. Victor says, the channel grew when I became a member. Yeah, man, it was all you, Victor, man. It was all you.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, we were looking for a Victor.
Yeah, we were looking for, I'm saying, to get the victory, the Victor. That's what it is. It was you, Victor. So thank you, Victor. Indebted to you for life. Yeah. He said, smash the likes and subscribe, people. LFC for the double said, he also said he would dye his hair blue if Chelsea beat Madrid. I've never wanted real. Yeah, he did actually say that. Thanks for reminding me about that. He did say that.
I remember a gal lost a bet. I can't remember what it's for. Maybe it's for Chelsea winning Champions League. He dyed his whole body blue or something, the top half.
Yeah, he was out there looking like a Smurf. You know what I'm saying? He was, man. You know what I'm saying? He's out there looking like a Smurf. He was looking like one of the avatars who didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? That's what he looked like.
one of the sick avatars, you know what I mean? The one they leave behind, you know.
The sacrificial lambs.
There's nothing more we can do for this guy. We've got to leave him behind.
Big up a gal every single time. Big up to Alam as well. Says big up the chat, big up Flawless and Surfer. If you're here, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Quality streams every single day. Facts, man. So make sure you hit the like button. Over 45 of you lot locked in. Let's get up to 30 likes, man. We're currently at 22. Let's get up to 30 likes, people. And subscribe if you're new. I know there's at least 5 new subscribers. That's the subscriber check. So let's hit that. We're currently at 5,780. And like check 1212. We want 30 likes, people. Only at 22, and there's only 45. Taza says, yo, you both want to hop on clubs after this stream. Yeah, I might still, but I need to eat after the stream. But I might jump on. I might do. Maybe. Depends how long the stream goes on for.
Why don't you just message us? Why don't you just message us in the group chat? Why do you have to message me?
Yeah, I know. He did say big up as well, though, so I appreciate him.
Okay, then, yes.
Yeah. Now Victor Ahmed won't be on today, but he'll be on doing the most when I'll reschedule it this week, and he'll be on the Q&As as well. I'm presuming as well. Big up Flawless says T-Trap. He says, I became a member earlier. Oh, big up, man. Nice. I didn't even realize. Because until like I go and check it, if somebody becomes a member and it's not on a live stream, I get 0 notification. They don't notify me. So T-Trap, much appreciated. And that's to any members as well. If I've ever missed, not mentioned it, big up to you, man. Big up every single time. So I appreciate becoming a member, T-Trap. I'll check that out. Yeah, as he said, it's easier up on here. That was hilarious. Battle of the North. Yeah, man, make sure you go check that out. Time to Shine says big up. But like I said, you lot get your questions in. Obviously, for the time being, since Jez ain't here, if you get any Spurs questions, we'll start them. If you don't actually speak of the man of the hour, he is in the building. You know what I'm saying? In that. I don't know if he's partying. I don't know if he's drunk. I don't know if he's, you know what I'm saying, sipping champagne. If he got some holes round. Jez is in the building. Yes, Jez, what are you saying?
Today, freedom. That's all I gotta say. We got rid of the cancer. The man with fake hair. The man with I'm serious. I'm saying we got rid of the cancer. Today it's a good day. Shout out, man. Shout out to everyone.
I'm disappointed in you, Jez. I wanted you to quote remember. Have you seen the film Independence Day?
I think I did. Yeah.
Not the second crap one, the original one. Yeah. You should have quoted the the president's speech just fully go up and just for the final battle, and just replace everything with like all the words from America with Conte there or something like that.
Oh man.
So over the moon, Jez, is that an understatement? If I say you're over the moon and ecstatic about just the reported news that he'll be sacked this week. Bear in mind, it's not official, people. This is just reports.
Yeah, it's not official, but it looks like he's gonna to go and get sacked. Obviously for many reasons. But nah, I'm definitely over the moon. Like you can definitely probably use a better word to describe it. Obviously, it's been a long time. I've been obviously complaining about Conte, and it's just if you just it just how should I describe it? Like it just feels different now when you look at it and say it's actually going to happen now.
No fairs.
Yeah.
Fairs. Double AA says, "Are you potching?" He said, "You guys want potch?" Basically, is what he's asking.
In terms of who put in terms of like me myself or the club.
Yeah. You, you. Would you like to see potch? Would you like to see him like say Conte is sacked this week and it's either potch, whether it's straight after or it's potch in the summer?
No, I don't think we're gonna go back to potch in general. I personally wouldn't want to either. I'm fine if you tell me Ryan Mason's gonna end the season personally, and then you just use that time to go and just find a manager that you can already have by the time the summer obviously comes around, so you can already have sort of already the idea who the manager is for next season. I think it just needs to be better planning than compared to the last time we sacked the manager and on the end of the season like we did with Jose. Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's 100%. Judy says here that Frankfurt manager is strongly linked to Spurs. Now he's 2-1 odds now as the next permanent manager. Would you take the Frankfurt manager?
I don't find enough because today in a group chat there were like people commenting because I said obviously his name is obviously Glasner, and they were saying how could you take Glasner and everything. I said this because obviously my first option would be somebody like De Serbi or Amran, but I think Amran from Sporting has like a 20 million release clause. I don't know if he is going to pay that. I think Roberto De Serbi has something going on well at Brighton, so not sure if he's willing to leave. And then it just depends on like if the other managers go, because again, I think the club wants to go away from like the managers that like have achieved a lot in football in terms of like would be demanding kind of managers, but the ones that are more upcoming and younger.
Yeah.
So I feel like someone like an Enrique would be also out of question. This is the thing, so like I can't really say too much, but if it came down to Glasner, I personally wouldn't be angry.
Do you know results today dropped from 40-1 to 2-1?
That's crazy.
They dropped like that
from 40-1 to 2-1. Yeah, that's nuts.
Someone's passing out a crazy rumor or someone knows something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's nuts.
But I think Jez, would you agree they're probably gonna do a Ryan Mason until the end of the season?
Yeah, no, they're already doing this. Because this was the reporter that Ryan Mason is gonna take over to the end of the season, and just during that time they're gonna already look strongly for a new manager. So you don't have the same situation again what you had obviously after Joseph, where like you had literally any manager just rejecting you because you were planning actually properly. Because it's the funny thing, because after in that summer, Tanak was supposed to be the manager, but obviously Levy was obviously putting his mind way too much into it, obviously. But this time you have a director of football around.
Yeah,
I don't know if Partici is going to leave the club. Obviously, he still has the investigation going in general, so I think he needs to leave the club regardless, in my opinion. But if he's still here, I think it would make the search for the manager probably faster, in my opinion.
All right, first. Man, I mentioned as well, big up TJ Warren, I see you, says big up Flawless and the panel. People are mentioning names. Big up Black Diamond as well, who says here, congratulations, Jez. De Zerbi, is that a manager you would take?
I think he would be actually my number one. Actually, no, he would be my number 2 option. That's manager I would take.
Okay, he'd be your number 2 option. Who's the number 1?
I'll take Amran from Sporting.
All right. Did someone
Yeah,
else mention him? All right. So what is it? Why does he stand out? Why is he your number one choice?
obviously,
What's his name? Almiron.
yeah, Amaran, Ruben Amaran.
Amaron. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Obviously,
Why is
the
he
main
your
obvious thing
first
is he
choice?
plays the back
Yeah.
three.
Mhm.
Considering the wing backs that we have, obviously we have the young wing back from Udinese coming in, who plays there in the back five too. Really offensive fullback as well. So you wouldn't have to kind of be worried about too much that they have to. You wouldn't be too worried in my opinion. But like, okay, they would need to take to adjust now because I think they would be already fine with that formation. Sorry. And I think different to like Conte, the way Conte was setting up our five back, I think Amran he demands more technical ability and ball retention from his players, especially from his centre backs and midfielders, where they're actually more comfortable than ours. But also, it's a thing of him. Two things that I like as well is he can work under a limited budget compared to because obviously he's not spending all crazy money at Sporting, but also he gives young players a chance. Because ironically, I do think we have actually there are quite a decent amount of young core there, which don't get any sort of minutes because or you can't develop because Conte wasn't willing to give them any chance. So I think that's why he takes a lot of and he takes also a lot of things I think the club even would like to have as a manager. Young
Yeah.
has experience already winning stuff at Sporting before he came in. Sporting wasn't winning stuff.
Yeah.
And I think there's some sort of let's say this way, he wouldn't be as demanding like a Luis Enrique or
Mhm.
a Jose or Conte would be in terms of transfers. That or I have to get this certain amount of money of big money signing, you know. So I think he would be the. That's why it's my first choice personally.
All right. First, man, I
Do you think
mentioned
you're
him on.
sticking with the
Yeah,
back?
go on.
You think you're sticking with the back three still?
It depends on the manager, to be honest. Because this is
Okay.
because the thing is, I don't think Tottenham fans have an issue with the back three. It's only how you apply yourself with the back three. Because even when you look at Southampton, just the game that we drew, Southampton had a high. Southampton were allowed to play a high line against us, and I'm not even sitting here. And I'm not sitting here saying that we have the fastest or best back line back. Come on, man, getting pushed back by Southampton. That's crazy.
Hey, I know that feeling, Jez. Don't worry about it.
No, but it's not even just Southampton. It's been like this all season, to be honest. Right? I
Actually,
can't
so
even
does
go on
Spurs.
examples.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, fucking
Crazy.
Southampton. Yeah.
Southampton have done all our teams.
Yeah, they got this what points of us, and people want to scream about United and conspiracy theories about refs. Like we just didn't get a stonewall penalty turned down. Literally hit. Was it Kubela Kotchap? He was literally on his knees,
Yeah.
and the ball hit his arm, and
Yeah.
the ball was rolling to Weghorst, and he stopped it with his arm, and they said no penalty. And then people have the cheek to scream about United favorites. Like no, referees are just incompetent. So incompetent referees make incompetent decisions, and people's minds are blown by it. It's ridiculous. Go on, carry on, Jess. Go on.
No. One thing I definitely need to mention is that zero winner Twitter in our fan base avoid that from like you guys who were all about this. We have to get a winner to rebuild this club and everything. I mean, let's even when you go and look at the interview, because everybody said, he exposed Tottenham, he called out the owners and shit. Next day, he got, and this also the club sources as well. The club sources and actually people close to Tottenham as well who actually come out and said that he, after the rant, on the next day went to them and told them the rant was about the players. So he even retracted the whole thing about he pretty much went against what people thought he was going to go, which is exposing the ball. And one thing I ask people is, if he would have won the game 3-2, would he have the same shit? Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he was just very emotional because he has shown it multiple times already. He's shown it in Burnley, he's shown it in Milan, he's shown it in Middlesbrough. Like there have been multiple examples since he's been here at Tottenham where like I feel like these runs are based more on emotion than actually trying to expose the club, to be honest, or what people thought he was going to do. So I'm not really even buying this whole thing, to be honest. Obviously, some people disagree, some people do agree, but it's what it is, to be honest. And we all here on the channel said like we're gonna have some sort of success but we all knew it's going to end bitter and sour anyway.
Oh,
And
facts.
this is the end. What we all said is going to happen. Like this is the sour now. And when you really look at it, we got top 4, but we didn't really try to use anything with it. But then so many question marks you can ask, because one day in the summer, when I said at the end of the summer was shit, people said, nah, this summer was amazing. We can go back in January to buy a centre back. and then we ended up not buying a centre back in January. And they say, nah, we can go and get Bastoni Quadio in the summer, or one of them in the summer. But I said, but Conte hasn't signed a new deal. How is it possible? And it's just these people that are trying to back him so hard, they keep making new excuses. All of a sudden, I'm hearing stuff like, he never wanted Richarlison. What?
That's outrageous.
The narrative in the summer was completely different. But that's what Spurs fans, especially the Conte lovers, all love to do, is like switch up the narrative. One day the narrative was this was an amazing summer. All of a sudden, or even those
Conte won the transfer window, yeah.
Exactly. No, they saying, we didn't back him. What do you mean didn't back him? And club signings. Fair enough. Let's say this, for example. Danjuma, okay, you're saying it's a club signing. Fair enough. Let's say his son gets injured. Richarlison is not playing well, and you have to play Danjuma, and Danjuma plays well. Are you going to come out and say it's a club signing? No, everybody's going to comment. Everybody says, what a signing by Conte and Paratici. They don't say
that works.
People love to change the quick. People can switch the narrative so easily for their benefits just to prove a point.
Look at this summer, right? United signed Casemiro, right? If he hadn't turned out well, yeah, it would have been, why the Glazers buy this bum ass? Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be anything to do with Ten Hag's coaching or anything like that. It would be like, oh man, stuff like that.
Facts.
It's the same with Conte. It's like he's bigged up about Kulusevski and Bentancur because they worked out right.
Yep.
They go, Conte's signing, so they're his players because they worked out well. It's the same with anything. It's really the narrative at every single club. And
the funny thing, but the funny thing is, even if Kulusevski and Bentancur, for example, they are club signings. Don't let people change the narrative on them quickly, because in the summer there were comments how he was meant. No, actually not in the summer. Even before the summer came last season, he was talking about how players like Kulusevski and Bentancur are great, young, unexperienced at the top level for many years. One, that's a lie, because them two were playing for Juventus, literally winning league titles, playing Champions League. But anyways, talking about how they're young, but they don't know how it feels like to be winning the big trophies like the league titles and stuff, and how Tottenham needed experience. That's a lie. Arsenal's literally about to win a league title. We're full of kids.
Mm-hmm.
This is this is the thing. If Kulusevski and Bentancur wouldn't have not worked out, everybody says, "Oh my God, Paratici, you didn't back Conte."
Yeah, and he got lucky because he went back to his old club.
Exactly.
It was not as if he scouted them properly. He went back to his old club and probably went, "Who do you guys not who's like not working out well, or who's expensive and you want to get off the books or something?" Kulusevski's not even signed permanently yet, is he? He's still on.
I think it's gonna be a permanent. I think it's gonna be a permanent, since obviously I think we're reaching the numbers to make it a permanent deal.
Right.
Regardless. So I think he's gonna be
40 mil, right? Something like that. Is that 40
about that, I think it is. I need to go back and look up the numbers exactly, but yeah, like he's gonna be a permanent deal. But even when, again, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, because people forget, like, our main target was Luis Diaz in that generation. We were now looking for a midfielder. Bentancur, because Bentancur was on his way to Aston Villa. People don't remember that. He was supposed to be in Aston Villa, but then obviously opportunity came to, like, Paratici came to Juventus talking to them, and he said, like, okay, I know you need to raise money, funds for Flowers. How can I help? He gave him, obviously went for Bentancur, paid the money directly, and then obviously we did the loan with the option on or obligation to buy Kulusevski. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the narrative is so easy to change the narrative so quickly, depending if a player does well. Because if Richarlison was banging in goals, everyone's say, "Oh my God, look at Conte signing." But because he isn't, all of a sudden, Richarlison just was a Levy signing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, are people stupid? So this is
hang on, because Perisic was definitely his signing.
It was his signing.
He's his former player.
Perisic legit only said he was watching at the end of the season, watching our games to see if he get Champions League football.
Yeah, exactly.
He was 100% his signing. With Charleston again, people are actually stupid because they generally believe somebody like Daniel Levy, who is the highest paid chairman in the league, who gives himself pay rises, goes to Everton, is willing to pay 50 million up front for Richarlison. I don't buy that. Like Levy is more about, okay, let me go and get the Jet Spence, the Josh Onomas, and them type of things. He is on that, but he's not going to a club spending that much money, especially when Richarlison isn't that hype of the player. The last time Levy was probably on that was for Ndombele, but the whole world wanted Ndombele. Man City wanted him, Ryan wanted him, multiple Premier League teams wanted Ndombele. So I can kind of feel where maybe Levy was pushing for that move either. But for Richarlison, now 100%, what's it called? Conte wanted him, and people got to remember as well. In the same summer, he wanted Lautaro Martinez, who literally opened up the restaurant in Italy. And I think there's a rule where, like, if you own a restaurant in Italy, you're not even allowed to leave the country as a player. Shit. Yeah, you have to stay in Italy. So he was making again unrealistic targets for the club, which is crazy. And this one's like, that's why I don't want to go back to that road again, where like we get managers who are asking unrealistic things at Tottenham. And this is something that I was mentioned already before.
Yeah, asking for Bastoni and Vardy, I was mad.
Yeah, that's crazy. Who do you think Spurs are?
This is what I'm trying to say. He's thinking that he thinks there's materialism shit that everybody wants to join us.
Man. Yeah, like that's legit what it is. Before we continue, just over 70 of you locked in, only at 35 likes. Let's get this up to 50 likes, people. Like check 1 2 1 2, like check 1 2 1 2. Let's get up to 50 likes, people. We're currently at 5,781. We've had one new subscriber. There's over 70 of you locked in. You're clearly enjoying the content. Pay the toll when you enter the city of Sarcasm. Pay the toll, pay the tax, and it's tax is free. All you have to do is hit the like button, and all you have to do is subscribe. That's legit it. We're looking for 50 likes, and we're looking for 4 new subscribers to get us to 5,785. Only 4. We've had 1 new sub, so we're looking for 4 more people as well. Continue to get your questions in. Please just keep them Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, or Manchester United related. I'm starring all the best questions, people. And of course, if you super chat, we'll get straight to it as well. And man have mentioned it here. Judy Sports mentioned it and said the Frankfurt manager plays a 3-4-2-1. That would suit the Spurs squad. Just a question for Jez. Over to you. I didn't know
no, 100% like 100%. I think any manager that's playing already a 3 at the back system, I think will definitely suit this team already in certain positions. Obviously, there are certain players, which are probably go next to, or somebody's going to ask anywhere in the chat who would like to get rid of in this summer or should be getting rid of in the next coming years. But now I wouldn't mind a manager that goes back with a back 3, because again, I would try and say it again to people. I don't mind a back 3. I hate when people trying to use a back 3 to put 10 man, 11 man behind the ball against Southampton. This is what I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Well, that's very fair. That is extremely fair, fam. I fully hear what you're saying. Fully hear that. Like, and that's what it is. People like try and make a correlation between the two. If you're playing 3 at the back, you must play good football. I mean, you must play bad football. But if you're playing 4-4-2, you're playing great football. No. Everyone runs jokes about Stoke under Tony Pulis. They played 4-4-2. Go back and look at it, people. They played 4-4-2. They played a goalkeeper, a back 4, 2 central midfielders. None of this 6, 8, and 10 business or 6 and 2 8s. They played 2 central midfielders. They played a left midfielder, a right midfielder, and 2 strikers. No one said they were playing pretty attractive attacking football. So it's all about how you implement systems. Let's see this. Ed says Casemiro is the only board signing. If any of the others flop, that gets put on Ten Hag. No, they all get put on Ten Hag if any of them flop. Because you're the manager. You're the manager.
They should do. They should do. But Ten Hag's sort of like he's building good things. So he's in a lot of good.
Yeah, 100%. And
you know what I mean, so it won't be like it'll be whoever you're. Well, Ed Woodward's gone now, right? So whoever that.
Yeah, John Murto. They're talking about is Murto because man is saying it's Murto in it.
That's what I mean. So it used to be. Remember anyone that it was always down to Ed Woodward first, and then a manager second. Essentially, it'll be like that. It'll be like, no, damn Murto for buying him. Why did he buy him for? He bought it for Ten Hag. Ten Hag didn't want him. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's the nature of the beast, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you like your manager, then that's what's going to happen. So.
Yeah, facts. Whereas I was like, I love what Ten Hag's doing. You know what I'm saying? But if you get Casemiro and can't make him work, that's on you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Whether you wanted him or not, this is one of the best midfielders in Europe. Period. I think the best in the league, personally, in my opinion. But we're not going to get into all of that. But if you can't make a player of that caliber work, something's wrong with you. That's your management, especially when you have Eriksen to put alongside him, especially when you have Varane and Martinez behind that, and you have an experienced De Gea behind that. Like you should be, and he's making it work. So that's why Casemiro's. I'm not giving anyone credit for the Casemiro signing. That's an obvious signing. It's an obvious signing. I give Ten Hag credit for making it work with Casemiro and the impact he's had. And Casemiro surprised me how good he is because I already knew it. But when I say that, I'm talking about on the ball. But not being able to make a world-class player in Casemiro work in your system is on you. You're doing something wrong.
Agreed.
That's how I look at it.
And he probably would if you weren't. He probably would if you. He'd probably get more. If it didn't work, he'd get more blame if you weren't doing so well.
Yes.
You already won a trophy. You're battling for the top four. You're in the semis of the FA Cup, and you're in the quarters of the Europa League. So it's like, you know.
Absolutely. And to Ravi, says, flawless, does Ten Hag know his best 11? I believe so. The problem is injuries. That's the issues. We know you name it, Ravi. You got goalkeeper, we know is De Gea. The two centre-backs pick themselves. Left back, more so is Shaw, sometimes Malacia. Current first choice right back is Wan-Bissaka. If Casemiro and Eriksen are fit, they both play. Bruno's fit, he plays. Anthony the same. Rashford the same. Martial can't stay fit, but Martial would be the same as well. So he knows his 11. The problem with the 11 I've just named is injuries and suspensions and players missing. And we've seen that against Fulham. Somebody made the point, I can't remember who it was, and stated that the only permanent signing of Ten Hag's that was on the pitch against Fulham was Martinez. And it's shown. Look at the performance. One of our worst performances when the majority of his signings are missing. No Casemiro, no Eriksen, no Anthony, no Malacia. And say what you like about those four players, whether you rate them or whether you don't. The difference when they don't play, you see massively, which ain't even more credit to them. It's more so how bad our team is that we miss them so heavily. Does Anthony have levels to go? Absolutely. I've criticized him. He needs to offer more. But when he doesn't play, you see the difference on that right-hand side. You do. That's just a fact. But he still needs to improve, and we still need to improve overall as a team. And that's what Ten Hag's doing. So when I say Ten Hag's working miracles, because he is, there's no way I should be this confident going into games. Even with injuries, I'm still confident. I knew our pivot was, our midfield was McTominay, Sabitzer, and Bruno. That is horrible. And I still said, 2-0 win. It's horrible. Horrible. McTominay and Bruno in the same midfield. Horrible say. And then Maguire behind them. And you got Weghorst up top. Who started wide right? It was Rashford, Sancho, Bruno. Yeah, that was the front three. Well, the two wide players. And then you had Weghorst up top, but they interchanged. So that's Victor, big up. So yeah, man, like that's what it is in regards to Ten Hag. Does he know his best 11? Yeah, and he's getting results. That's the main thing. That's why I'm results over anything. Yeah, performances haven't been the best. Performance against Fulham was woeful. We was awful. Credit to Fulham, but we were defensively resilient. And go check Battle of the North because Sam tried it like I'm some idiot in a Twitter space where I was talking and I stated for all the play that Fulham have. And they dominated for 70 minutes. Minus the goal, what clear-cut chances did they create? And then he tried to go around the houses and back, and I said, no. What clear-cut chances did they create? And then he tried to say the Mitrovic header because it was a world-class save from De Gea. And then Matisse was like, just because it's a world-class save from the goalkeeper doesn't mean it's a clear-cut chance. So if someone lashes a ball from 40 yards and it's going top corner and the goalkeeper saves it, it's a shot from 40 yards, a clear-cut chance. No. People don't let rivals try and run narratives and do strippiness. Just think logically about things. Were we bad? Yes. And I'll be the first to admit we were awful, but rival fans are always going to try and pile in because for the first time in a long time, we've actually had some success and we have something to look forward to and make bad things seem even worse. For all the play Fulham had, they created one clear-cut chance in that entire game. One. Yes, the Mitrovic save from De Gea was world-class. The one from Willian, world-class. None of those were clear-cut chances. And I say it all the time. Creating clear-cut chances and scoring goals is what wins you matches. Michael Owen quote. But I have to say it because it's like people lose sight of that. That pretty patterns and nice triangles and given goals and step overs and looking great in a comp and the great team moves doesn't win you football matches. You need to add to that.
Listen,
Very similar.
Sam's having a bad couple of weeks, you know.
Oh,
Qataris aren't buying Liverpool. They lost to Bournemouth. They're out of the Champions League. Jude Bellingham's not going to sign for them. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're not being sold. Do you know what I mean? It's like James Milner might be getting a new contract.
Shout out James Milner. And that's what it is. I said it. People are always refer to this. Regular viewers of the channel will be sick and tired of me referring to this game, but I will continue to because it was glorious. The Barcelona game, the second leg, the watch along on there at halftime when Manchester United were 1-0 down and we were going out of the Europa League in that playoff. And the chat was filled. Bare new people. Everyone had enough to say. And then I stated, we'll win this game. Go back and check it, people. I said, we'll win this match. People were like, why? I said, because Barcelona have not created anything outside of the penalty. People in the chat were like, they don't need to create anything. They're 1 goal up. Bet you wish they create stuff now. What kind of shit is that? Don't matter if you're 1-0 up or 4-0 up. You still want your team creating chances and taking chances. Of course you do. And that's what I said about that Barcelona side is we gifted them a penalty and they were 1-0 up. And all we had to do was turn it up a little bit and we won the game. And that's what happened. And then in the chat at full time, tumbleweeds. Per usual. As always. That's legit what it is. Like I say to United fans, don't let rivals try and make shit worse than what it is. Yeah, go on, sir.
It's like me with in the World Cup with South Korea. That's what happened. Do you know what I mean? Losing, that's what it was, man. So I kept picking them. They lost their first game or whatever, second game. No, they came back against Portugal, didn't they?
They did.
Oh, yeah, and you're really having a go at me for picking South Korea when they lost to Brazil. What do you expect? Do you know what I mean? It's not a real victory for you if South Korea loses to Brazil. Do you know what I mean? It's like, where do you come? What are you chatting at? South Korea ups. Yeah, so they got further than Portugal or whatever it was. No,
absolutely.
It was Uruguay, whatever it was. Like
it was Uruguay and a couple others.
It was.
You know, hey, 45 likes, people. 5 more, man. Get us up to 50 likes. There's over 70 of you lot locked in, so we've had new people join. And like I said, hit the subscribe button as well, because I know all of you lot are not new. I seen an article earlier saying Everton are interested in McTominay for roughly £30 million. Thoughts, personally, I would drive him there myself. T-Trap, I think it's the thoughts of all Manchester United fans across the globe. Outside of Glazers out, Maguire and McTominay are 2 players everybody's selling. Like, they're the 3 things Manchester United fans are united on, no pun intended, without doubt. There's going to hear no arguments. Glazers out. Get rid of McTominay, get rid of Harry Maguire. They're the 3 things. There's no dividing opinion with those 3 things.
I think in the GC earlier, I think I saw someone post something at Newcastle. Interesting.
Yeah, someone said Newcastle. Yeah, someone did say Newcastle. And I seen
really?
Yeah, Kendall was losing her head on the timeline, which is great to see. I'm saying, shout out Kendall.
I mean, I would lose mine too if I get linked to
yeah, 100%. I'm saying, but
that sounds for the money as well.
That sounds like a Newcastle problem. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. 100%, but you know this is what I'm saying? Like, the game's gone from some of these guys that I see the price tags for, ridiculous, man. I'm sorry, man. But it's what it is, man.
Jeez.
Go there, man. Them go there. Him and Longstaff in midfield and that. You know what I'm saying? That McTominay Longstaff pivot, man.
Imagine Bruno Guimaraes showing
by the way,
some holidays, thinking, man, we're in Champions League and possibly Champions League. You know, which midfielders you got to help support me? I've got Shaw, Longstaff, and McTominay. Holy Jesus Christ!
Longstaff and McTominay.
Get me out right now! Get me out right now.
That is not good. Paul says, question, with Conte going and the uncertainty around the club, could that near Kane even further towards a move away? I don't think personally this has any bearing. I think Kane's made up his mind. Whether he's staying or whether he's going is a whole different conversation. But I think he's made up his mind regardless. Personally, I think he probably stays. I think he
I
stays.
remember after the report that I saw from Gary Jacobs saying that how apparently the minimum price for Kane is 100 mil, which is kind of what I expected. To be honest.
Up front as well, Jez.
Up front is 100 mil up front for a 29-year-old on a year left. They're trying to do what Chelsea did with Hazard, which is kind of crazy. But like I can understand from a Levy's perspective because I've seen report also saying that they want to even keep him even past the summer. So they would be rather willing not to sell to the rivals and just keep him trying to extend instead of selling him. This is where Harry Kane has to step in and actually put in an actual transfer request in and put in an actual strike. Bale did it, Modric did it, Walker did it. You know, this is on him then to kind of do it. But I'll be honest, if this is really the price tag, United are going to go in for Osimhen. I don't see how they're paying that much money on Kane, but Osimhen is probably around the same money, just a little bit more.
Yeah, like I really need to, what's it called? Forget all that. Like, just go get Tony. That's what
Tony, like, that's the thing, because you can get younger guys also for cheaper, or you can get somebody like Osimhen who you pay maybe just a little bit more, but you have the youth. You have just one of the hottest young prospects in terms of strikers there as well for a long-term thing. Well, like Kane is like, okay, you sign Harry Kane and you have to win leagues, in my opinion. Osimhen, okay, you can still also compete for leagues as well, but it's the thing with you have him for multiple seasons. Like, who's saying that Kane isn't going to decline in like 2 seasons?
Yeah, exactly. Especially the way, I agree. Osimhen, I'm more convinced ever now. I've seen him score every type of goal this season.
Yeah.
Did you see the
long shots, headers the other day?
Just
the way he attacks the ball and stuff like that. I'm just more convinced.
You're a fan.
But like I say, it's going to be a bidding war, really.
It's going to be
2 years left. You're probably looking at 120 million as a starting.
See,
I think.
I'm with that. I'm like, if Ten Hag wants,
remember he moved there for 80.
He moved there for 80.
Yeah,
I'd probably bypass that because I've said like, even if we sign him, of course, like I'm with it. But
I think the club is going to go for it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, we probably. I'd rather just go spend 70 million on Tony and then that 50 million on a backup striker.
Do you know what it is?
I'd rather go get 2 for 120 or 130 rather than spend 130, 140.
Yeah, but you know what it's like. It's just really weird because like I don't know why football is going that way, but like names like Tony aren't just not fashionable enough, you know, because they're not put out there in the market where so the other players are in the market. Which is ironic because I said this already, obviously, because that's actually a thing where I want to go through because obviously people say, you're letting the players off. I said once Conte is gone, I got off to the players, but before I go, I would be willing to literally sell Harry Kane this summer and just go and get me Tony from Brentford, because I think he's not as good as Harry Kane at all, in my opinion. But who is as good as Harry Kane in the market?
That's the thing.
It's funny, isn't it? If Tony had gone abroad to France or Holland or something like that, his reputation would be far higher than it is. We're so snobbish over here when it comes to English players.
You want the hardest prospects.
You know, which doesn't make sense because he's an English player. So it's like,
I think because, like you said, one, because we're snobbish, not us, but like general people. Two, because he's at Brentford. That adds into it.
That's even more impressive.
But I guarantee if he was at Spurs and Newcastle, there'd be much more because it's Brentford and they're not really in the media like at all like that. You know what I'm saying?
Even that. If he was at a Villa, Everton, or Leicester, he'd have a higher profile.
Yes, 100%.
Yes, even those clubs, he'd have a higher like. You'd go, well, okay, we got to sign him up. I'm the same. I'd sign Ivan Tony, give him a chance. I don't know what.
Chris said, is he not getting banned? Yes, but we're talking hypothetically. Even with his ban, as long as his ban's not a year plus,
what was the?
I would do it. I would say I would even if it was 6 months.
What was the Suarez ban for his thing with Everton? Did he get banned for that?
Was it like 8 matches?
Okay, I don't want Ivan Tony getting any more than or equal of what Suarez got. So
that's first. Who got found guilty of this? Not as many, Well, he got found guilty of this type.
Well,
of
I don't
thing
want anyone. I
anyway.
don't want anyone getting any more, getting equal or more than someone who gets done for racism. So
Yeah, facts. I'm with you.
it
On
sends
that.
the
Yeah.
wrong sort of
Yeah,
sends the wrong thing. If I find out Ivan Toney's banned for the next 6 months, I mean, I'd have had a question say, how does that work out? How is that more? Sorry for my words, more wrong than what they do.
100%.
I mean, even Suarez's bite, didn't he only get did he get 8 matches for that or something?
Yeah, and even when he
that's worse than what Tony's done. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's weird because, like, again, Brentford are literally sponsored by a betting site.
Yeah,
their shirt have literally a betting site on their shirt. So, like, for me, it's like, so you want to. So why can Premier League teams benefit of like betting websites, betting like companies as sponsors? But then when you obviously it's crazy how many bets he has bet in terms of like the number, but still it shouldn't be this crazy ban in my opinion. But even people don't mention this, which is really weird because I've been actually one of the few people to mention it. After Kane and Haaland, he's the top scorer in the Premier League.
See, so he's the 3rd highest goal scorer.
Yeah,
in the Prem behind Kane and Haaland, playing for Brentford.
Yeah, and he's on 16 goals.
Did you hear the joke about Ivan Toney's name and his initials? What it says?
Nah, go on. What
it says I bet.
I heard that before.
You couldn't make it out.
Oh my god! No way is his initials.
Why was Benjamin Elijah Tony or something?
Oh my god! No way! Yo, some jokes just write themselves. Oh my god!
I saw that before. This was like
no way is Rod's initials. I bet I got caught.
We couldn't make it up. Hey, do you know what the betting companies will? You know what the betting companies will do as well? When he's finally charged, he's going to get fined. What to do? They'll run a betting thing about it.
Yeah, 100%. They 100% should do that. That's easy money. It's like when they had Mourinho. You know what I'm saying? And that doing it. If I'm a betting company, I'm all over that. I am all over that. I am. As soon as he gets his ban, he's being like once he's been charged, it's like, all right, cool. I'm run these adverts. I'm running bet. Oh, I bet.
That's what he should do. He should do that. Do adverts at a betting company, but not bet. He should just get paid by the betting companies to do the adverts, but he doesn't bet.
Facts, you know what you should do? They should have him saying, yeah, make sure you gamble responsibly.
Oh, that's brilliant. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Oh my god.
Ivan Toney saying, make sure you gamble responsibly.
Stop when you're not having fun.
Stop when the fun stops.
Yeah, stop when the fun stops, yeah.
Take it. You could easily do that, take it from someone who knows. I'll say all that stuff. That's an easy sell. Oh, I can't believe his initials is I bet. Yo, that's bad for me. Ivan, if you're watching this, it's old team, man. I need you at Old Trafford, my guy. I need you. I need you at Old team.
I bet on you winning me the trophy, man.
I do. I need you. Big up to Marcel as well. I see you lot continue to get your questions in. Marcel. YouTube notification says big up Flawless and the gang every time. I'm late. YouTube tripping. I didn't even get a notification for this show. YouTube moving like Martial availability rate. That's YouTube for you. Always gotta just double check people. Because YouTube, even if you're what I suggest is being subscribed, hit the notification bell on the actual live stream itself. You can do it for each individual live stream. Then it should improve. Because for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't want to notify you, and I don't know why.
It's weird. The other day, it was like they had streams. They had streams that they had the time on there.
Yeah,
but you had to actually go into them to know that they were live. It didn't say live. So Lewis's stream started, but it didn't say live.
Exactly. I don't know people. And that being said, if you're following me on socials, people, I always, anytime I go live on the channel, I always post about it on Twitter and Instagram. So make sure you're following me on best yet at Sarcasm City TV. Turn on the notifications for at Sarcasm City TV on the Twitter and the story on Sarcasm City TV on Instagram, because I'll always post on there to notify you lot that we've gone live all the time. Marcel says, but look at Grealish though. Flawless, he was at a team fighting relegation and he went for 100 mil. Tony is having a bigger impact than Grealish had at Villa. Don't get me wrong, like Tony's impact at Brentford is ridiculous. But what I'm saying is because it's Brentford, they're not gonna command a 100 million fee. And Ivan Toney, I think, would kick up a fuss. If United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool use those four as an example, going for Ivan Toney and say they drop 60 million, he's moving. Brentford know that. Brentford know it 110%.
And Brentford will take it.
I tell you who shit. I'm surprised he's not linked with Arsenal more. I really am not. He'd be perfect for
I mean,
Arsenal.
me too.
I think it's because of Jesus' form. I think that's what it is.
I know, but
But even then, like,
even then,
you saw Jesus getting injured, and then you go back to like Eddie and Nketiah. So this for me, like, and I think, see, somebody like Tony, especially in the stage of his career, I don't think he wouldn't be this fast if he would be like a piece in a winning team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, okay, he knows he will understand this role that, okay, I'm not maybe the main guy, striker number 9, but
it's a perfect striker. It really is.
He fits. The thing is, he fits the bill for every team.
Yeah, exactly. Apart from City,
every team legit could do it. Yeah, apart from City because they got Haaland. Manchester United, he fits. Chelsea, he definitely fits. Spurs, if they lose Kane, he fits. Liverpool don't really have a 9 like that. He's like we're talking about. He fits. You know what I'm saying in terms of scoring goals, linking up the play.
Newcastle,
Newcastle. He'd be a great signing for Newcastle.
Yeah, he would.
He'd be a great signing for Newcastle.
I think he used to be. Didn't he used to be at Newcastle?
Did he? I don't know.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
there was a short period in his career he was at Newcastle already, but still, he would fit Newcastle because I said this already about in Isak. I think he's more of a wide player than an actual striker. He just gives me the vibes of a wide player, you know. So if you tell me you have somebody like Tony through the middle, linking up with Isak, and then whoever's on the left, that would be crazy personally. But this is what I'm saying. For me, I would be so happy if he sold Kane and we just getting Tony this summer. Me personally, because like there's so many guys in this team. I would know what they have to go.
Bro, I would scrap the 80 million for João Felix and I'd buy Tony. Because I've already got Nkunku coming in. Do you know what I mean?
As unpopular, I was in the space.
And Nkunku and Tony up there. Jesus, Nkunku and Tony up there. My God,
he takes your Chelsea team on paper to he ups the level. That's how good I think.
I don't need him to do the skill. I just need him to finish off the. He would get fed by Nkunku so much.
The funny thing is, ironically, Nkunku kind of this is where he strives at. Like he strives off a striker like a Tony to go and be like the second striker to a Tony. He doesn't be him. That's why I don't see this whole Havertz and Nkunku, the Joe Felix and Nkunku really working because like they're all too similar. There's too many flicks around.
Too many flicks and tricks. You know what I mean? I need that, man. So that's what I need.
100%. And Marcel, you're right. Like this is part of my dream window. If Manchester United get Tony and Maddison, that would be a problem. I wouldn't want to see that. Nobody ain't trying to see that. And then you add more to it. Like now, all of a sudden, our attack looks much different. Of course, we would need more because it's not just them. Because I've said it before, United need. If we were to sign Tony, it's Tony and. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be Tony. It has to be Tony and 2 more. Whether that's Tony, Weghorst, and somebody else, or just Tony and 2 others. We can't be going the entire season with just 1 or 2 strikers. Manchester United, I think since the World Cup, which is like 13, 14 weeks, I played a midweek fixture every single week. And that's going to continue to happen. I can't even update the Sarcasm City schedule and do the month because I always do it on a month-by-month basis. I don't know when our games are going to get rescheduled. I went to Google.
Our games rescheduled.
Yeah, our games getting rescheduled. I went to Google and the others playing twice on the 22nd of April. I'm like, yo, man, like, it's still there now, people. Go to the 22nd of April. It says Manchester United versus Brighton, Manchester United versus Chelsea. Bear in mind, we have a Premier League fixture.
If you guys playing the under 23s against us. It's
semi-final, bro. I was like, that's one hell of a turnaround. So we're going to go to Wembley and play Brighton and then get back to Old Trafford the same day to play Chelsea. Because that's what I do, people. I do like a month schedule. Like literally.
If your player got a red card, would those take up 2 of the games he could be banned for? Do you know what I mean? On the same day.
Casemiro's banned. Yeah, I suppose it would because it's 2 games banned. Right? Yeah, it would. It's outrageous. I'm like, you don't need to sort this out. And like, that's why I'm like,
it's like in May. They've moved it to May. They're going to move it to May. They're just finding out a date. That's all.
Because they moved the Chelsea game to May.
Yeah, because let's be honest, right? They can't really put anything in or like really put it because they don't know how far you're going to get in the Europa League, right?
That's facts.
I know people are writing us already. They don't know how far we're going to go in the Champions League, something like that. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, and other teams in the Europe as well. If you're facing them, if you're still to face them, wait, it's just one of those. That's how stupid this season is.
But I have a question. But don't you think it's because we have because you know how other clubs have like this don't have like an extra cup to the FA Cup. For example, like they forbid Pokal or the Coppa Italia is like the FA Cup over here, and they don't have the League Cup. Do you think this has something to do with that? Because I feel like it does kind of affect the thing. Because it's the only country where like you have to play through Christmas.
Yeah, well, I know France dropped theirs in the last couple of years, didn't they? They had a,
is it just the Coupe de France out there?
Yeah,
it's just the Coupe de France, which is like the FA Cup.
Think about this: Brighton are 3 league games behind everyone.
That's crazy.
And they're in an FA Cup semi-final. That's a game they have to rearrange on that day as well. So it's like
crazy.
It's just what I'm saying. Like the fixture construction in the Premier League is ridiculous. Like, it's too much. It's too much, man. Like, and then you have summer tournaments going on. It's too many.
Well, now we got an international break.
Exactly.
Hey, so from a United perspective, I'm glad about the international break because we need players. Then
it's like, why you've got fixture congestion already? Done these frigging international games to the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? Take the players away for 4 weeks. Do like 4 games in between that time. Then
because you know what it is. Because in the summer there's going to be obviously the Women's World Cup, but also the Under-21s World Cup, I think.
But that's
so,
not.
But it's the thing; it takes up space.
But the Champions League final is June the 3rd, is it? Something like that?
Yeah, it's June. Yeah.
June the 3rd, right?
It's
June. You got most players coming back. Then the second week of July for pre-season training or something like that. Then you're back in. That's what I mean. Then you're back in to another season. Oh, by the way, next summer it's the Euros Championships 2024 as well. Remember that? So it's like,
and then we have,
and they haven't started the Euro qualifiers. This international break is to start the Euro qualifiers, right?
By the way, next summer we got AFCON as well, so the AFCON players are not going to have the time to actual prime break.
That's crazy.
Isn't it Copa America next summer?
Copa America is going on. AFCON's going on.
Oh no, I checked now. Once again, I'll have a look at
Copa America. I'm pretty sure it's next year.
By the way, next summer is also the Olympics.
Next Copa America, 2024.
Yeah,
Copa America.
So you have
the AFCON in the summer. You have the Euros in the summer.
AFCON, Euros, Copa America, and the Olympics.
That is crazy. Hey, people, we'll be here bringing you some form of content, whether it's on the YouTube or the Twitch. We'll bring you something. I'll probably do the international stuff on the Twitch. I'm not gonna lie.
We would do only if we do an Olympic one. We'd do the 100 meters final, but we'd miss it because we'd be talking about something.
Yeah. We would miss it. Yeah, it was gone. 10 seconds gone. Hey, big up to Joseph for the super chat. Big up, man. I don't even know what. Let me know, Joseph, where you actually watching from? I don't even know what that currency is, but big up, much love, appreciate for the super chat. Says Tony and Thuram on a free will be mad. People keep mentioning Thuram, not seen a lot of him, but we need 3 strikers. Is it? Oh, is it like, hey, big up my Nigerians in the building, love that, man, from Africa, the motherland, love that. But yeah, Thuram, we need 3 strikers. So if I see Tony, Thuram, and another, cool. At this point, I just need, not only do I need quality, I also need quantity. I need to see 3 strikers. I want to see another number 10. I want to see 2 fullbacks. I want to see a centre back. I want to see 3 midfielders. I want to see a goalkeeper. Are all these things going to happen? No, but I hope to get to as close to that as possible. I hope so, because look how that squad is thin, and I feel that we could fall short this season just because of just a lack of investment. It's not even a skill thing; it's a lack of investment. What
made me laugh is listening to Man United fans and Arsenal fans going, I'm going to the international break, there's a break now. And I'm thinking, not really. Most of your players are going to play for international teams. So it's not going to really be a break.
Hey, one thing I will say is, but Marcus, one thing I will say is Marcus Rashford, he's withdrew, so that's good.
Has he withdrawn?
When he's off, it's an absolute prick anyway. He wouldn't have not played him, and I bet you money from that. I still can't believe he put on for how many minutes again against France?
Who? Rashford, was it right? I can't remember.
No, it wasn't enough.
He put him on in injury time to try to take a draw.
He put him on the right hand side as well, I think, as well. Not even.
Oh my god! Did you see the England team? My goodness, England's just under him. England is not going to win anything, and that's just deep how much good actually time there is.
Facts, 100%. England ain't winning nothing under Gareth Southgate. Absolutely not. And probably I probably will do some international watch-alongs, but they won't be here on the YouTube. They'll be on the Twitch. All the international football will be on the Twitch. Yeah, I might not do England Italy because I'll be probably on with rants, but there's a game Friday. I know there's an England game. There's a couple of England games. I think one's Friday and I think one's Sunday.
Thursday.
Thursday.
There's one Thursday.
It's Italy.
Yeah, so I'll do a couple. I know it's France Holland. I think that's one of the games as well. Like I said, won't be here on the YouTube on the Twitch people.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sort that out over this week. So you lot will know what's coming up, type of thing. Big up everyone. Big up to Lewis every single time. Says big up everyone. Congrats to Jez for the Conte news. But can we have a minute's remembrance for the life and times of my fallen Premier League champion? I'll let Jez respond to this.
No.
All I gotta say is, man, like you're saying all that, Lewis, but then you wouldn't take him back.
Yeah, exactly.
All I gotta say, and it's pretty weird because on my timeline, I think there's a bunch of Chelsea fans who said, you know what, since Spurs are sacking Conte, we should go back with him.
I read a tweet and I didn't respond because when I read it, I wanted to respond in the strongest language possible when I read it, which I have done today already to other tweets. But to this one, they went, oh, we should take Conte back. That 16-17 is the most organised team I've ever seen at Chelsea. And I was like, you must have only started supporting us in 2016 to say that. I'm sorry, if you're saying that after watching the Don Carlo team and watching Jose Mourinho team, then I have no idea who you are. You must be trolling, because to say that is absolute blasphemy when it comes to it. And I didn't do it because I don't know him, so I'm not gonna like go on him. So it's like,
bro, I would abuse that guy. I'll be real.
I
know you were, Jez, but I just
don't abuse people, by the way, on Twitter. Like, you're getting banned quickly. It's crazy.
Oh, I already did today. I already abused, not someone directly, but I sent abuse to him. So
it's
so crazy.
Lewis.
Yeah, go on.
By the way, that's actually a funny fact, because this is actually where I want to go quickly mention that as well. Guess when was the last time Tottenham had a manager who stayed a whole season?
18-19. I heard that on the Tottenham channel today.
Yeah. This was the last time. Yeah, this was the last time a manager was able to complete the whole season.
18-19. Yeah, the Poch, wasn't it?
Yeah, Poch. This was like Poch, like literally last season. But obviously he was still there in the next season for a bit, but he got sacked, obviously.
Just on a side note, I know Lewis is in the chat. When you're on these streams and you're on them for a while, and if you break off by yourself, just remember where you came from and who gave you the break. That's all I'm saying, yeah? Be respectful for those. Even if you end up disagreeing with them, just be respectful of them, yeah? Or at least have the guts to invite them on your own stream to debate them or something like that. Just remember where you came from, that's all. On a side note. Sorry, Jason.
No, I know what you're alluding to, but yeah.
Always remember who turned the lights on for you, people.
Exactly.
Never forget that. That's why consistently, obviously, you don't know I big up people who helped me out anyway, but Aaron was the first person. Big up to Aaron every single time. Was the first person to give me a shot. That's why you'll always see me salute him. I share everyone's stuff anyway, but I'll go out of my way because that's my don. Like, that's my guy. But someone tried to. I didn't see the tweet because obviously when people don't follow me, I don't see the ads. But someone who follows me responded and was like, "Yo, he's just bigging him up." I'm like, people, nothing wrong with bigging up your people. Give people their flowers, man. Especially the people close to you. So that's what it is. And big up to Joseph as well, who said I'm watching from Nigeria. Big up to you, man. We will get into the Chelsea stuff as well and get surface thoughts on that. Like I said, just continue to get your questions in. Keep it United, Chelsea, all Spurs related. We are at 57 likes. There's over 70 of you lot locked in. So let's get up to 70 likes, people. We're one short of the new subscriber mark, actually, of the subscriber mark. We're looking for 5 more subscribers. We're currently at 5,784. So only looking for 1 new subscriber. Only looking for 1 new subscriber as well. Marcel, who says, I like this panel. I like this show and panel. It's calm. Surfer and Jez, you man have good opinions and knowledge of the game. I don't mind listening to y'all free. Big up to Marcel. But I swear Marcel, I swear you've been in the comments. Normally, people, this show's fortnightly on Saturday nights, for those that don't know. But we did it today because of the Conte news, number 1. Number 2, I didn't do an earlier Man United as well. So that's why I moved doing the most, which I will do later on in this week. But Marcel, I'm sure you've seen the show before. Or maybe
I think he might be referring to like our Q&As, and some of them might get a bit more hectic and a bit. Far more people in here. We're not like 4 people speaking sometimes at the same time, and it's like, which which doesn't usually happen. Flawless keeps us in line a bit, one at a time and stuff like that.
I try people, exactly. I know we can get hectic. Which is a part of Sarcasm City Madness, to be honest. I do like that. I do enjoy that. It gets hectic. That's a good thing.
Obviously, this show is more calm compared to because obviously then it shows all the hand. You have somebody like Matthias or maybe I'm just saying just one comment that just blows the whole shit up,
Really, Jez? You're saying that, Jez? Really? You're saying that, Jez? Really?
Hey, All I'm saying is, yeah, people just don't like. I told him yesterday. People don't like it because it came from my mouth. But most of the time, I speak the truth. It is what it is, man.
But no, but I've seen it be more chaotic if Conte was staying at Spurs. Jez would be more. We'd be like,
Oh,
still be.
I'm not watching another game. I'll be honest. Like, and I thought about it quickly. I thought about it, even tweet that. What if this was the biggest pump fake of all time and we just getting hit with a contract extension? I'll be real. I'm getting off this channel. I'm getting off the app. I'm not watching football until it's done. I'll say, but that's not gonna happen, obviously. But obviously, there's actually something. Obviously, since I mentioned the whole thing, since the last time a manager was obviously having a full season, this is now where people say, "Oh, you always defend the players." All right, let's talk about defending players because there's a bunch of players, in my opinion, that I want to see gone in the next couple of seasons, starting from the summer. And obviously, you have the list of Tottenham players because there's so many garbage ones that I would like to get rid of that Peter don't mention, obviously. So if you allow me to have the time,
Eddie, man.
Eddie just rolling bants, yo. Shout out to Eddie, man. This guy just running bants, yo.
I don't care.
This guy. And before you continue, to Mo Better, who says, "Can I join your streams?" In regards to that, I'm going to try and bring back the fan calling shows. So once I bring the fan calling shows,
Join
we
as
take
a
here on
member.
YouTube. They're on the
Join as a
Twitch.
member.
So that, and if you want a surefire way to make sure you get on, is join as a member. Because a lot of the regular panelists you see on here join the membership, and then because they were that good, they ended up being on here permanently. Like Eddie's one, you know what I'm saying? Alarm's another one. I think Taz is another one as well. That's free off the top of my head in terms of some of the regulars you see. Victor's another one, yes. Yeah, so that's 4 right there. But yeah, go on, just say what you're saying.
No, like, quickly, obviously, I'm going through this quite quickly, so you got to bear with me for a second.
No, do your thing.
Obviously,
what was yours?
Funny enough, the first player on the list is Hamming Son. Personally, I sell. I think
that's not happening.
It's not cool. It's not cool in the fan base.
He brings in too much money.
I know, but that's the thing.
He's a tourist attraction, Jason. Remember that?
100% he is. But if I had the choice, like, and this is the thing where Tottenham fans have to start getting real because certain players in this team that either starting to decline or they've been here for too long and represent what the era has been, which is kind of like have a high, then you go down all of a sudden, and then the players turn.
No, he signed a big contract, didn't he? And went down.
Did as well. Like, for me, this was one of the biggest red flags when he signed that new deal. Well, like, okay, I appreciate you signing the new deal, but in the same time, we weren't forcing you to sign a new deal. You couldn't have said just no, innit? This is the same thing I say about Son, but yeah, realistically, he's not gonna get sold. For me, he needs to become a support player. Harry Kane, I've been very vocal about it. We need to sell him. I'm tired of this whole thing about Tottenham's the reason why Harry Kane has not been successful. Talk on us. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. I'll be honest, like, the guy doesn't perform. I can't even remember the last time this guy had a good tournament for England. But apparently it's all Tottenham fault why he can't have a good tournament.
Your point. That is a valid point. That is a valid point.
Richarlison, if I speak on Richarlison, I'm in big trouble. So I think you know what I'm saying with that. Obviously, Pedro Porro, he just came in, so he can stay. The captain, Hugo Luis, sell. Danjuma, I personally would actually, even though he didn't play, I still think I would pay the buy option that we have. This is like it's only 25 million. It's nothing to what we have. Right. It's very cheap, and I think there is quality in a player that we just not seen because the manager want to use the club signing excuse to not play, which is really weird. So Danjuma can stay. Ivan Perisic, rip up the contract. 1 year left. Ripped up the contract. Christian Romero, he can stay. Obviously, Kulusevski signing permanently. Emerson, funny enough, I told you just yesterday that I would actually keep Emerson as well.
You did say that. I remember you saying that.
As a specialist in terms of, people just go back to the Q&A. I think this was in an hour going in. I talked about why I would keep Emerson. Lucas Moore, his contract is running up in the summer. Thank fuck. Bentancur, he definitely needs to. I just hope he comes back from the injury strong and healthy. Fraser Foster, ironically, I think he's been better this season than Luis has been this season. This tells you how shit Luis has been this season. So I keep Fraser Foster as a backup. Shout out to him as well. Got called up for the England squad to replace Nick Pope. Obviously, then you have Sarr, Papamata Sarr, youngster. Keep him. Haven't seen enough of him, but promising. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Oh my God. The biggest false image in our fan base. You know what people look at Bruno Fernandes as a leader?
Go on.
It's the same shit. Like, you know, when people trying to portray certain guys in your team, I don't know who I can put that at Chelsea right now, who are getting called leaders, but they're not really leaders. He's one of them ones, Højbjerg. He needs to leave my football club ASAP. Oliver Skip, again, I don't mind him. Homegrown, he can stay. Longley, go back to Barcelona. Basuma just came in the summer. I'll give you another season, obviously, to kind of adjust. Eric Dyer. I don't know if you guys saw the video yesterday. There was a video where like a Tottenham fan was talking, and there was a video of like Eric Dyer, Tottenham fan saying, "You play for the club that doesn't win trophies," and Dyer was laughing and saying, "Yes."
That's the guy who runs Barstool. That's Dave Portnoy.
Oh, is that the guy?
I didn't know that guy. Yeah, and Dyer was laughing and saying,
"Yes." He says "coys" all the time. He doesn't say "come in your space." He goes, "Go on, coys," or something like that.
Right, I didn't know that. Okay, first.
Yeah. So, and he apparently is a leader in the dressing room, and Kane is fine with that. Eric, he's getting called by multiple players leader.
Oh my God!
Harry Kane is supposed to be leader. Is fine with that. I too. Yeah, just sell him. Davinson Sanchez. I told you already. Like, there was people go on Twitch. There was a Fulham versus Tottenham game, I think it was, where I said something about black players on my team. I don't gonna repeat it. He's one of them that needs to leave my football club. Ryan Sessegnon, you are a backup that gets injury prone. Just like Mohamed Martial there. It's the same shit. How can you be backup but you're injury prone?
Facts.
Leave my club.
He cost this was back in 2017, so it was a big for the Neymar transfer. He cost Spurs 40 million, did Sanchez.
40 million?
17. Remember that is in 17, right? That is a big.
That was a big money move.
Big money move for a really relative, untested, unknown player. I know he played for Ajax, but let's be honest, man, no one really heard of him until he moved to Spurs.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, I shouldn't, because at the time people didn't know Ten Hag. Yeah. And Davinson Sanchez wasn't Ten Hag's team. And he wasn't good enough because obviously you see it at United, you need to have a level of technical ability as your centre back on the ball. And that's why he had to get rid of Davinson Sanchez and we sold it to us. And again, Tottenham not doing the scouting, didn't fucking look further into that. And we fucking wasted 40 million. No, 40 million seems like a penny change now these days.
That's what you pay for Romero, isn't it? 40 million now?
Literally, it's the same money. And Romero's like 10 times the player now, which is funny. But Jobu Taganga, I think he needs a loan. I think this is the thing, because we lack the amount of homegrown players in this team that I would keep, because we lack so many, I would keep him just because of that. But if possible, I would just loan it out if he didn't have an issue with that. Sorry?
Supposed to have 8 in the 25-man squad. But the homegrown doesn't mean English.
Exactly.
What's that actual ruling? What is it? You have to be in the country for a long period of time.
You have to be in the academy. So that's why Cesc Fabregas always counted as a homegrown player.
But you know what it is so as well. But for European competition, is where you need minimum of 4 who were trained by the club as well.
Yeah.
So that's why Tanganga I would keep, because he was also trained at Tottenham for like that period. But Ben Davies, funny enough, I keep Ben Davies. I think he's the only player that I look at during Conte's tenure where I believe he's actually improved. The rest
do you know it's his 9th season at the club, Ben Davies?
This is crazy.
He moved there in one of the weirdest deals ever. Him and Swansea's number 1 goalkeeper, Mark something, I think it was, moved there, and he became number 2 goalkeeper, obviously, in exchange for a player I'm not going to name for obvious reasons, who wasn't moved to Everton. I'm not going to name him. It was one of the weirdest swap deals ever. It was their number one goalkeeper went to move as a number 2 goalkeeper at Spurs, and he never became the number 1 goalkeeper. It's very strange. Yeah, but Ben Davies moved there in 2014.
That's crazy.
He's up for his testimonial next year if he stays at Spurs.
Yeah, funny enough, I keep him because he's one of them players where I look and say you're actually a useful squad player compared to all the other guys. And I really look at him because funny enough, if you ask me who are the top 3 best Spurs players this season, fuck me, it's hard. It's hard to say who it is, but I would say Harry Kane. But funny enough, I think Harry Kane has not been good this season. I think it's only his goals that hide the fact that he's not been good this season.
He's only got 2 assists, right? Is it 1 or 2 assists he's only got?
That's surprising for him, considering how he passes the ball.
He's on 21 goals now. But his assists is low.
His previous seasons had a lot of assists, hasn't he?
He was on double digits, but it comes down to Conte's tactics, how deep we are in it. So Son is not eating anymore because he can't be on counter attacks. So his numbers have definitely, but I think Kane has not been that great in my opinion. I think his output in terms of goals.
Thank you, man. It was Vaughan. The goalkeeper's Vaughan.
Oh yeah, I remember Vaughan.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Even
though he was garbage, shout out to him, man.
Yeah, but that's strange, isn't it? Because most Spurs fans don't like Mourinho, but he got Kane and Son playing some of the best.
The funny thing is, there's a lot of people because this is the thing that I say. This team, this is weird because this from what I'm reading is that it seems that this team hates Conte more than they hated Jose back then.
Yeah,
because at least not the whole team. With Conte, the whole team turned on him. The whole team is just fed up with him, including Kane's and the Sons, in my opinion. But at least with Jose, there were at least 4 or 5 players still in Jose's side and couldn't believe that he got sacked. Not every Spurs player in that locker room wants him to be gone.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy because when you look at even how Inter Milan and how things ended at Inter Milan, when you look at how things at Chelsea ended, it's not really surprising that the whole fucking team hates the guy.
Well, we told you when we told Spurs fans when first hired him, it's going to start out well, but it's not going to end.
You know how it's going to end with him, 100%. You know how it's going to end with him, without doubt.
Before we go for this, I seen Dan E in the because he's also a Spurs fan in as well. Yeah. I don't know if he agrees, but in my opinion, this season, ironically, I think our 3 best players has been Kane because of his low output, Bentancur, who obviously has been injured since January, and Ben Davies. This tells you more about This tells you how much of our season has been. Where Son, you can't even argue for top 5.
Yeah.
No first.
Yeah, right.
That's first, 100%. Hey, large up you lot in the chat showing love. Big up. Like I said, continue to bump up them likes. We're at 61. There's over 75 of you lot in here. Like check 1212. Get us up to 70 likes, people. Only looking for 9 more likes. Still 1 short of the subscriber mark as well. There's over 75 of you lot locked in. We're only looking for 1 new subscriber. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Check out the upcoming live stream schedule as well. To TJ, because I mentioned it, says would love to get on a call-in show sometime as well. Big up for doing that. Yes. So the fan call-in shows, people, they're not here on the YouTube. They are on the Twitch, people. So all I do is when I start the live on the Twitch for fan call-in shows, I'll put the StreamYard link in the chat. Obviously, I'll post it out on my socials as well, but I always post it first in the chat. It is first come, first serve, unless you are a member. If you are a member of the channel, you'll queue jump. And then I give you 5-10 minutes to get whatever you want off your chest in regards to sport. So I'm going to try. During the international break, I'll definitely do a couple. It's just the schedule, be stacked. That's why I don't do them as often as I would like. But I'm definitely going to do that. And Alam said it here. I got on the channel calling into the fan calling show. I'll be on any future fan calling shows welcoming new citizens to the city. There you go. See that? Alam's a prime example of that. Mo says, I just got Stan United, but you're a cool guy. We'll join. Hey, big up, man. I appreciate that. I was saying that. I appreciate that. Big up Taz, who's mentioned this. Sheikh Jassim submitting the new bid for United on the first day of Ramadan. My G. When is the first day of Ramadan? When is that? Does anyone let us know in the chat, people?
I don't know. It's like there's different ending dates. I found out.
Okay.
Because I'm just ignorant to the whole thing. You know what I mean? Because I don't know.
Yeah,
I was trying to plan something, so I got people who I work with who do Ramadan and trying to arrange things. It's like, well, what can we do? And it's like, oh no, we have to push everything to the end of April. Early May.
Yeah.
It's like different end dates. It was like, because
I'm not
Google has
sure.
one, and then they asked someone, they had a different one. So it was like, okay, whatever, man. I'm just going to be brave and just push it to 5 days after the last end date, actually.
I get exactly what you're saying. I get exactly. Man, I'm saying Wednesday. All right, cool.
Okay,
Big up, Mo. Much appreciated. Peter G says, great show. Fellas, in Princess Flawless. Since our 7-0 drubbing, you've been moving brazy every week. 8.8 out of 5 out of 10 consistently on every show. You're on salute, bro. Hey, big up for the kind words, Zim. And what it is the over the top. That's what it was. Like, yeah. All right, we got clapped. It was embarrassing. It was terrible. It was humiliating. It was shocking. All of those things. One of the worst games in the modern day history of the football club. But that was it. It has, I said this, we're 2-3 weeks from it now. It has no bearing on what's gone on since. Has Liverpool's form upturned and have they been great since? No. They lost to Bournemouth. They're not getting new owners. It looks like Jude Bellingham's not going there. It looks like James Milner's going to resign. However, we've gone into the Europa League quarterfinals and the FA Cup semi-finals. People lose sight of these things, like 110%. They really do. Let's go to this because I know you lot they're gonna want to speak on it as well. T-Trap says, can we all just appreciate how Ellis Sims stormed past Koulibaly and slotted it past Kepa with some poor goalkeeping? We'll go to you, Surfer. Not in particular just that goal, but that game. Like, who do you blame more? Obviously, Koulibaly's at fault for that goal, as is Kepa. But people have mentioned Potter and his subs and him being negative. So yeah,
that's why I said to people not to get gassed over winning 3 games, because every game apart from the Dortmund one, I think we've been fortunate in getting the points. So here's what happened. We went 1-0 up. We were a better team up until the hour. It was not an even game or anything like that. So what he's been doing the last few games is bringing on Conor Gallagher, as you know, as a way, bringing him on midfield, whatever. Now, previous 2 games against Leicester and Dortmund, it made sense because we were getting overrun in midfield. Yeah. We weren't having a lot of the ball. He was brought in. We switched to a 3-5-2. He played as a third midfielder, breaking up play, stuff like that. On Saturday, that wasn't the case whatsoever. Everton weren't in the game. They didn't really do anything. And a substitution is really supposed to benefit your side when you do that. This totally went against us. And it allowed Everton into the game because we bought off an attacker. So we bought off Pulisic, who had just come back. We brought Gallagher on, and it sort of gave them more of a foothold in the game. They got more chances, and then they equalised. And then we got the penalty, obviously. That was really our only attacking play in that second after the sub was the penalty. But yeah, the sub made no choice, made no sense at the time and it still doesn't, because then I'm seeing Gallagher further up attacking. And that doesn't make any sense because I would only have Gallagher. If Gallagher was anywhere near the box, I would only tell him to shoot. I wouldn't, because it might go in. Because other than that, he doesn't have the skill.
Passing's not his game. Yeah,
not like an inside pass or a creating chance or crossing or something like that. But it made no sense. So we took off an extra. I don't know why he didn't just bring on a Madueke or Mudryk to continue having the 3 up there to occupy. Yeah. Because then the right back got forward, and then they had the extra midfielder was allowed because they were keeping the track and something like that. That's what I would have done. But his in-game management Saturday was poor. And even then, he brought on Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and it's like, no offense to Ruben, but you bring Ruben Loftus-Cheek on when you're trying to, as part of a pivot or something like that, not to really change the game in an attacking front. And it was like, he was managing us like we are. He was managing us like we are always a 10th place team. Like he's come in and we're like, we're not Chelsea, but we are Brighton before De Zerbi took over. In instance, like we go on one of those runs, we don't win in 10 games, and he's got the lead and he's trying to protect it. But it just didn't work Saturday, and it was just appalling. And then he brought on Chukwuemeka and Chalobah, which we now know why Fofana went off because he was injured. But it was just you bring them on. You took all your attacking players off, and then they equalised, and you've still got 5-6 minutes left of the game plus injury, including injury time, and you only had Kai Havertz up there as an attacker, and it was like we had like a free kick in the last minute, and there was just no attacker in the box apart from Havertz, and it was like, well, what's the point? And it was like he could have really, people were still being put out, but he could have really ended on a nice 4-game winning spell. We get to the 40-point marker, we're safe. I mean, we go into the international break, on a bit of a high. But now it's like he's done that, and he's sort of taken
again, right?
Yeah, and it's now people who were starting to maybe getting a bit because we won 3 games in a row. Maybe he's not so bad. Or like, hang on a minute, actually, this just proves that I don't think he's got the
cojones.
I don't think. Yeah, he's not got the cojones to go for it. I mean, you don't. Why would you go? You go 1-0 up and then you go basically defensive.
Because I think
and then ask just a central midfielder to be like one of the 3 attacking players. It doesn't make any sense, and it's like Koulibaly got done, and that's fine. But Koulibaly was only over there because Chalobah was covering for Reece, and there was loads of spares.
It's just the whole mess.
This whole mess, and Koulibaly. The thing about Koulibaly, I know everyone's got he got bounced off, but I would ask Koulibaly, why didn't you, instead of running towards the defender, you actually look and see where he's running to and run in that direction, so you're sort of blocking off the path. Because there's only 2 things that's going to happen with what he did. He's either going to get bounced off, or he's going to concede a penalty, or something like that, because he's going to take him out. But then you've got Kepa, who's, I mean, the last week people. Chelsea are fine with Kepa being a number 1. Are you mad? This guy has got. He doesn't come out and claim the ball, and when he does, it's half-hearted. And then he's got. Okay, Sims did well. The shot wasn't that hard, but he's got biscuit wrists. It should have been saved, and it's like, you're just not helping yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's really hard for people to stay behind you or get behind you when you start making these weird. Not weird, but just nonsensical decisions. It was like, well, if you want to see out the game, Kante's on the bench. Just give him 10 minutes or something. 10,
you know what I think?
See what you can do. Yeah.
I think that Everton game just showed everything that is wrong with the Chelsea team.
Yeah.
And was kind of obviously the 3 games I felt like was more covering the faults that like this team really true. Like obviously the team's performing well, but I feel like there's just a lot of things with the Chelsea team that just needs improvement. Because like I'll be honest, in that little run that Chelsea was going through, I said like, oh no, Chelsea don't need a number 1 no more. In goal. Kepa's fine. Kai Havertz, maybe he doesn't need to be sold. You can give him a new contract. Like I saw all this type of stuff. I see Potter, and the thing is, I still don't believe, even with Potter may don't be here in the summer.
I'm hoping for my own Independence Day this summer, man. That's all. Get rid of this guy.
This the thing. Like, you're right. I don't believe. See, this thing, because I don't believe, even if he gets sacked by Chelsea, that I don't believe he's that terrible of a manager, in my opinion. No, it's just too big of a step. You can see, because right now, I think what it is here, why he's doing this with all these midfielders after having only a 1-goal lead, is because he knows that the fan pressure is insane. He knows that. And he doesn't have the confidence of like having to sub off another attacker for another attacker. So you can still have, because this is for me, once you allow players like Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and all of them, man, to come on for attackers, you technically get inviting pressure. And I know the centre backs are good. I know you're playing 3 centre backs, but eventually, even like you can have as many centre backs as you want to have, midfielders want to have, and runners. As long as the other team applies enough pressure, eventually it can crumble. And this is what happens. That's what I'm saying. Like against Real Madrid, you can't get away with this type of stuff. No,
exactly.
You can't. Even if Madrid is not playing well themselves, they're playing well in the Champions League, but they can't play well in the league. I don't know why, but you can't get away with this type of stuff when you play like even if you beat Real Madrid, which is a possibility. Chelsea fans don't like to hear it, but it is still a possibility.
Right.
you go against Bayern or City, you're definitely not gonna get away with that.
Part of me will never ever turn it down. Like if the end of the season you end up winning the Champions League, of course I'll never turn it down. But part of me is going, if we win that, does that mean he'll stay?
Oh, you can't even sense this. There's no chance.
Some of these players will stay as well.
Oh, yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? It's like, am I willing to? Because the seasons for me is a write-off anyway. Because even if we beat Madrid, I think City are packing Bayern and they'll pack us. So it's like, is it really? Is there any point really? I mean, if someone was, going out and it means that Potter goes and some of these players go, I think I'd take it. I think I would take it. I'd go, okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Get me like a manager coming in. Get me like you say, get me Amaron or something like that. I'm happy. I'm fine with that. I really am, because Graham Potter had the nerve to turn Spurs down twice, and it's like, bro, that was the move, because you're not necessarily under pressure to win things in the first year or two.
Yeah.
They'll give you enough time if you show signs and stuff like that to build, and you've got a chance to really build. You could build with a youngish squad and build the team. But honestly, I don't think this is too big of a step.
I also think the money, and this was something I alluded to Chelsea fans, I think, before January, where I was like, but what if, I know it's a years, not months kind of thing with Potter, or what this approach was supposed to be, but in the same time, I was thinking, what if in the summer or even January, Bowley spent an insane amount of money where the expectations all of a sudden rises because you buy in better players? And this will happen. I feel like Bowley kind of set him up in a... Obviously, he tried to give him better players, but in the same time, it was kind of like a negative for Potter, because no, there's more pressure for you to perform. Because before that, the narrative was get all these bad eggs out of the team. But after January, the narrative was we can go and win the Champions League with these players.
And the issue I have is that people go, it's too big of a squad, he's got too many players. He's only really using two of the new signings. Exactly. That's Badashili and Enzo Fernandez.
Exactly.
He's not really using the others. I mean, we see it. They might be in the squad, but it's like, I just honestly, I don't want this guy coaching in Cuckoo. I just don't. Oh, sorry, you see João Felix as well, and that's another thing. It's like, I tell you right now, and I know I wasn't expecting to rip up and score loads of goals or anything like that, but that's João Felix only second goal in like 10 games.
Yeah, he's 2 and 10.
He's got no assist, right? And we look at the players he's playing with. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I understand that, but we've ragged on Havertz and Mount a lot. I know it's been over years and stuff like that, but people are ragging on Sterling.
I was going to mention Sterling, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. You know what I mean? João Felix, yeah, everyone gets like blurry-eyed with like the flicks and tricks. It's like, yeah, that can only get you so far. I need some output. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Not like, look at the people getting on to Anthony, right? Stuff like that. Because he does the spin and something
the flicks and the tricks, but it's like, yo, you got, and I'm one of them. I need more output. I need more from you. I need more output.
Yeah, and that's why everyone goes, oh my God, did you see that step over or that number he didn't play? My response to that is like, okay, what happened after that?
Yeah.
Because if he then got tackled, it went out for throwing, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? It's like everyone, Hazard used to do flicks and tricks. Don't bring up the Hazard argument with me, because he would then do an assist or a goal, right? So you can't do that with me.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And it's like, João Felix, a very good, technically looks like a very good player, but 2 goals in 10? So what? Averaging, that's going to be 4 goals in 20, 6 goals in 30, and on, right? 10 goals in 50. So we're talking the Kai Havertz stats, and we're getting Kai Havertz a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's like, we got on Werner a lot.
You better be getting assists with that. If you're pointing out them numbers, like, you better be adding assists with that. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And even then, it's not like I can't really recall like he's made big chances and then someone hasn't scored, right? It's not like that. where I can go, but he was so unlucky because Thingy didn't finish or something like that. It's not like that. And yeah, I mean, he had a shot in the first half. I've seen harder pass backs than that shot he had in the first half. And even then, he should have laid it onto Reece to smash it in. So, but he scored. So that was great and everything like that. But, it's I really don't want Potter. I'm still Potter out because when we go 10 games 10 wins or something in a row, then speak to me about it. Do you know what I mean? Every game apart from the Dortmund one, there's been something where it's been. I think we've been fortunate. At Leeds, I thought we were very fortunate to win that 1-0. Even Leicester, before we scored the third goal, Kepa tried to give him an equaliser on 2 occasions, stuff like that. And this one, we got caught by bad in-game management. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't care whether you've managed it or not. You're at a big club now. You can't afford mistakes like that because you get punished.
You're right.
You get punished, and
you seen it. Yep.
That's what I mean. You get punished, and it's like they've got a point now out of us. We could have got to 40 points, wrapped up the league season if we got to 40. You know what I mean? Concentrate.
By the way, we can't. Funny enough, we couldn't get even if Conte stayed, we could not get.
We were ninth for half an hour. We were
oh my god! You lot really are wedded to 10.
The funny thing, if you would have lost the game to Everton, after you would have actually gone down to 11 because Villa would have been above you.
Yeah, and Villa's our next game.
Oh wow!
Hey man, battle for 10th, man. Let's go, man.
Shout
out, big up Villa. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing. Everyone's dropped points all around us, and we thought we'd join in. We thought, why not? We don't want to be party people and gain anything. But it's like Jez went through the list of players. I mean, everyone's talking about a striker or a DM. I'm sorry, man. You got to get me a goalkeeper.
Oh yeah,
you don't desperately
got to
need
get
a
me a goalkeeper.
One question:
There's no point getting a DM or a striker if your goalkeeper's flapping at stuff and then goals at the other.
Because I've seen Kepa here and there sometimes. I know that other players that you can't really give the captain armor, but I've seen sometimes when Kovacic goes off, Kepa gets the captain armor. Don't you believe that? It is.
I don't really care about captain armor, but you have to give it. But why not give it to Reece?
Yeah,
I don't understand this. I don't understand Kepa. Why? Because he started games like by one season more. I mean, there's some disgraces in football. Kepa as captain of Chelsea is just nauseating to me. I tell you what would be nauseating even more, and one of the most disgraceful things in football I'll ever see. That away they get the Bernabeu. If I see Conor Gallagher on that pitch in the Bernabeu, that would be one of the most disgraceful things I've ever seen in football ever. He's not good enough. He's not. We played them in 2021 at their training ground because something was happening at the Bernabeu.
Yeah, it was doing work.
He's not good enough to play on that pitch. Yeah, he's not good enough to play on Real Sociedad's pitch or Real Santander's pitch, Racing Santander's pitch, whatever they're called.
Racing Santander.
Honestly, he's like a dog on zoomies. You know what I mean? He is. It's like, when they just like race around the garden or follow their tail or something like that. Yeah. When you ask him to be an attacking force, that I question you to actually you think. That's why I say to people, training means effort. All right, training means effort. First of all, they don't tackle each other in training, obvious reasons. Don't want to injure each other.
Yeah.
All the goals are going in. Yeah, but they're going in against the keeper you don't rate. So why would you be surprised they're going in the first place? You know what I mean? Why would you be surprised?
It's just like some random academy.
Yeah. Or Jez, there's no goalkeeper.
Exactly. It's weird because remember Arsenal fans, they used to complain about, like I said, finishing so much, but in training, every Arsenal player would tell you, like I said, was the best finisher in training. And
then off the pitch, you've got this Mount's going to be dominating the thing now. He changed his agent or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm reading tweets from some. It'll be a disgrace. It'll be a disgrace if we, like that Rory Jennings guy goes. It'll be a disgrace. Would you ask Jose Mourinho at the height he was to sell an informed Frank Lampard? I went, sorry? Sorry, what? This is the thing. That's fine. You want to compare him to Lampard? That's fine. You want to make a rod? And this isn't against the players, it's against you fans. Then okay then. If he doesn't get for the next 8 to 10 seasons, averaging 32 GNA, which is what Lampard did for 10 seasons in a row, averaging 32 GNA. He got obviously more and some less in some of those seasons. Then I don't want to hear you compare him to him. Okay, the fact that you think he is in the same class as when Jose Mourinho was managing this team, to even comparing the same player, I've got a question. If you're trolling, just tell me. I'd respect you more. Just tell me right now, right?
That sounds like
or
a troll.
If you actually think that, I don't like doing this. I hate this thing. I've got to question your ball knowledge. I really have. The fact that it would be disaster to lose and be like something against the club, he said. And it's like, you're the man, Rory Jennings, who when we sacked Frank Lampard, you wanted Roman Abramovich to leave the club. Whilst he was wearing the new anniversary kit that Roman Abramovich approved of, stuff like that. And it's like going, so wait a minute. Losing Mount would be a disaster. So we lost Hazard, we lost Mata. But apparently Mount would be more of a disaster than them. And you know what? If he signs, he signs. But like I said, I asked every other top 6 club, would you take him in your first 11? And apart from maybe Liverpool fans will say no, but he's the only club that I think he would get into their first 11.
Yeah, and that's the question. That's how bad as their midfield is.
That's right.
It's not to credit his ability. Yeah. It shows how bad they are. Because if Liverpool's midfield is functioning and they're at a high level and have quality midfielders, you don't get. It's like my midfield, as bad as our midfield is, you don't get in ours.
Exactly right. And because I was on the terrace and the Man City fans were going, "Why do you guys get him out?" Blah blah blah. I asked him point blank, "Would you take him?" Well, maybe as a squad. I didn't say it, but I was thinking, shut up then. Do you know what I mean? Don't tell me I'm criticizing him. If you're not going to take him, and not be mean, shut up. It's sort of like, it's like, be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about.
He's a squad player at best. If you're trying to challenge for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, he's a squad player at best.
Yeah,
simple as that. Why is that such a crazy thing to say?
And that's like, we've got to get rid of some of these players. We've got enough homegrown. We're fine.
Oh, you got many, and then even if
loads
you
of
want to go back to your academy, there's enough. Not even talk. We can bring Colwell back from Brighton. He's a homegrown. It's all good. Exactly.
Stuff like that. Honestly, we could get, no doubt, because they're British and everything like that. You could get nearly 100 million for Gallagher and Mount this summer. There's no, because you can get 50 odd for 50 to 60 for Mount, even in his final year. Then you get 30 to 40 for Gallagher, something like that. But I'm worried because if Potter stays, he's going to want to keep Gallagher. I'm sure he's going to want to keep Gallagher. I'm just like going, bro, you cannot. I mean, we're linked to like Kone and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, I don't want you coaching these guys. I'm sorry. I don't want you coaching, because I think it might be down to his injuries and something like that. But I think Reece James has not been good since he's come back from one of his injuries. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
I don't see him really bombing on that much. I know he did it in this part of the second half. He got the penalty and stuff like that.
Yeah, he did well. That was a good.
As an attacking threat, he seems less in the last few games he's been playing. I don't know whether that's him. He's just settling in or stuff like that.
What do you think?
Whether it's just his coaching or something, or it's just coaching or something. It's just like
it could be both. It could be both tactics.
Think of this, right? He's running. Listen, I don't like Kai Havertz, but he's running Kai Havertz into the ground. He plays him for 90 minutes non-stop, right? 90 minutes non-stop, yeah. And you don't have Aubameyang, and you don't have the other Fofana on the bench.
Yeah.
Not even on the bench as an option to bring him on. And you're like, what's the point? Of course.
Well, I hear what you're saying. I hear exactly what you're saying. And to Clicks, who said, did Lewis not come on flawless? He was in the chat earlier, but you'll see Lewis probably on one of the Q&As. But more so when we do the United Chelsea Spurs show, unless it's like big news, Lewis will like drop in. Like, for instance, when me and Saint were doing the United Liverpool show, I think you lot got taken over. It might have been the Enzo thing. I think it was the Enzo thing. It was the Enzo. Yeah, you lot signed Enzo that night. And then Lewis joined. I think Surfer joined as well. And then it ended up a freeway crossover with the podcast. So that's what I do. In regards to all the big 6 podcasts on here, they can cross over at any time. So that's what it is. But yeah, you'll see Lewis all the time. But again, love to everyone who has supported. Big up. We're one short of 70 likes. So make sure you do that. Whether you're watching this live or watching this back as well, hit the like button. Subscribe as well. We're still one short of the subscriber mark, man. We're still at 5,784. Well over 80 of you lot in here for the majority. Considering this isn't a regular slot for this show because it's fortnightly on Saturdays, people. Much appreciated. There is a playlist for the channel. There is a playlist for this show. So if this is your favorite show, And I know some of you lot is new for because of this new time slot one-off. Just go to the playlist on the YouTube channel and look for the Manchester United Chelsea Spurs show, and the list will pop up. Same if you want just Man United, another crossover, a Q&A, the watch-alongs, whatever it is. To Minerals Mount, who says, Flawless, would you take Mount over Cry Bruno? No. And I don't rate Bruno. They're the same to me. No.
So ask Jez, would you take Mount, Jez?
Funny enough, I said only if you tell me Højbjerg leaves my football club, I would take.
Højbjerg's not leaving.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's not that good. We have our own Minerals, Mount. You know what I'm saying? We have Bruno. So no, I wouldn't take Mount. I want him as far away. I want him far away from my football club as possible.
We got two of them. We got Gallagher.
I don't want to be signing squad players. I'm done with United signing squad players, especially in that role, like as a 10. We need an actual quality. Get me a James Madison. Go get me another number 10, because Donny will probably leave.
Fuck, I forgot about Donny in the league. I forgot
he got injured. Yeah, he got injured.
Yeah.
He's out for luck, so he'll be out. So we need a 10.
I'll
leave in the summer, so we'll leave a replacement.
I think United need to cut ties with him. Philip Martial, both of them.
To Minerals Mount, who says Ten Hag rates Bruno. Yeah, what's your point? I don't.
No, because I think he's saying you said you've already got your own in like.
Oh yeah. Well, he rates him. Yeah, like fair enough.
Bruno, similarities to Mount, but Bruno at least shoots long range and creates probably more chances that mean.
We can argue about average, above average, but all the criticism I hear.
We're not talking about a lot, but
all the criticism I hear from you and other people who criticize Mount is the exact same criticisms I have of Bruno. And the crazy part is the same way that Mount fans praise Mount is the exact same way Manchester United fans praise Bruno. It's the same thing, people. People, listen to everyone who's locked in. Listen to someone who rates Mason Mount, and then listen to someone who rates Bruno, and it's the exact same thing. They rate them for the exact same. And then when you hear two people criticizing those players of both fan bases, it's the same thing. That's when it clicked, and I was like, "Oh, these men are similar." They are. So I'm not trying to see Mount or Bruno. Get me a proper.
When you ask a Mount debater, I keep saying this, and if Lewis in the chat, and probably others heard me say this. Ask them to name you 3 on-the-ball qualities. Now, you'll know if they're listening or they don't know. They'll give you qualities. The top 2 will be off-the-ball qualities instead of on-the-ball. When you ask on-the-ball, off-the-ball, it'll be pressing or be off-the-shoulder movement or stuff like that.
Pressing, it's the same. Energy, closing down, being a spoiler, running the channels. You know who that sounds like? Bruno Fernandes.
You know when a striker's not good, but people back them? They will say, like, they're not scoring goals or doing anything. The backers will name, but he's very good defensively. And it's like, no, he's a striker. It's not, he's a striker. Don't give me his defensive stuff. What does he do? Good attacking one. It's like when someone rates a defender, but he scores goals. Okay, how does he stop goals? That's you know what I mean? It's like, but he gets us a few goals. That's great.
There's always mental gymnastics to defend these players when they're not performing. If players are performing, there's no need for it. I say it all the time. The reason why there's no debate with Casemiro, because Casemiro's performed at a high level. The reason there's no debate about Martinez is because he's performed at a high level. The reason there's no debate about Varane, because the entire season he's pretty much performed at a high level. Somebody who literally was chalk and cheese last season, and Marcus Rashford, doesn't get criticism this season. You know why he doesn't get criticism this season? Because he's performed to a high level this season. When you see mental gymnastics, when you get packed 7-0 by your rivals and people are still on the timeline trying to defend your captain and defend this player in spaces, tells me all I need to know. Fulham game, I'm on Saeed's channel. We did the player ratings. Yeah. People were telling me Bruno had a 7. I said, why?
Because he scored twice, right?
Because he scored a penalty. He scored against 9 men and the one pass to Anthony. So I said, so what's an 8 or 9 then? It's outrageous.
That's what I mean. It's
outrageous. It was standards these days, isn't it?
Yeah, and to Minerals Mount, who says Flawless, you wanted Rashford out last season. This is the same thing with Mount. He needs a better manager. This fraud Potter ain't the guy. I did want Rashford out last season because Rashford wasn't performing. That goes back to the point I just made. If you don't perform for my football club, I don't want to see you here. Bear in mind, there was also reports that he didn't want to be here. And he looked like he didn't want to be here. And I stand by that. If you don't want to be at Manchester United Football Club, whether I agree with the reasons or not, leave. Same way when we go in for players, the whole De Jong thing. I don't want De Jong at Manchester United, not because I think he's not good enough, because I actually think he's a very, very good player and would improve us. He doesn't want to be here. So that's why, if you believe that with Mount, cool minerals, Mount. All I'm saying is, I don't want Mount at my football club. That's all.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like Enzo Fernandez has come in, right? You can see already he's not even probably at his best. Like he's still, but ask a Mount fan or a Gallagher fan, something like that. Do you honestly believe any one of those players could do that assist to Kai Havertz against Leicester, the one where he chipped over, or even the outside of the boot to help create the third goal? Do you honestly think they would do that? And these guys are now 23, 24, right? Yeah. I think I need to see if any player, if I mention a player, either, oh yeah, he does this, or if you're a good player, oh, he does that like blah, 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 right? You know what I mean? Like, if I mention Phil Foden, I can name three, like, top of my head, good dribbler, good passer, good finisher. Yeah? Right, top of my head. Jack Grealish, even though I don't really rate him that much.
He has attributes.
Like, attributes, right? Good dribbler, good passer. Yeah? That's two already. That's on the ball stuff, right? If you ask some of the players at Chelsea, it's like, oh, well, yeah, well, they're young. But they're like 23, 24. I mean, how?
23, 24, are
we supposed to rate 27?
They're doing the whole Conte thing.
That's what I mean,
man.
right?
And he says Mount needs a manager. Like, obviously, a better manager gets more out of any player. You know what I'm saying? If you have some form of skill. However,
was he playing well? Was he playing well at the back end of last season? The 2 goals at the start of this season? No.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, you still need to be held accountable, and that's what I did with Rashford. Despite the manager, your form shouldn't fall off a cliff like that. And I'm not even talking goals and assists as an attacking player, not just goals and assists. I should say.
Completely fell off the face of the earth.
It's also overall appearance, overall performance. Look at Rashford's performances last season. Yeah. I'm saying, like, that's why I didn't want him. Yeah, but Ten Hag doesn't. We don't need Mount. Mount might need Ten Hag, but Ten Hag don't need Mount. I'm good. You lot keep him. If he's that good, minerals Mount. If he's that good, you lot keep him. You lot keep him.
Mount, you can follow him. You can follow him to Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Merseyside Mount.
Merseyside minerals Mount. You know, it's all good, man. Triple M. But also,
like I said,
if you want Chelsea to build a team around Mason Mount, then I assume you don't want us to be successful.
I want you to build, as a United fan, I'd love to build
a
team around Mason Mount.
Ask an opposition fan, would they want Mason Mount starting in a game against them?
Absolutely.
Look at his Big Six record.
I want Mason Mount to be the captain.
Look at his Big Six record. Look at his Big Six record. It's 4 GNA in nearly 50 games against the Big Six.
How many are against Spurs?
In any game, I'm not gonna lie.
How many are against Spurs? Because I'm convinced.
You reckon 3 of them?
I don't think any are, Jez. I don't think any are.
I don't know, because he plays generally well when he plays. I don't know.
No, I'm talking 4. So he scored a winner against Liverpool away.
And that's COVID season, right? Was it COVID season?
Yeah, it was COVID season.
Yeah, I remember that.
It might have been during that. Yeah. Oh no, he scored against you in the FA Cup semi-final.
Oh, right, fairs.
That's 2. So I can't remember the last because well, look at him in the cup finals. All right. If anyone wants to see a man explode, nearly watch the League Cup final on this channel. Was it on this channel or on this one? I think it was on YouTube, right? If you can find it last season. I went mad. It's probably the angriest I've ever been on this channel. I don't get mad a lot because but that just made it, honestly, you see that guy. Oh, he's clutch. Yeah, just go to that game. He's clutch. Yeah.
Yeah, his Wembley record's not the best.
Apart from that semi-final against you,
his Wembley record. I remember you lot talking about it.
I would ban him from Wembley. I say, you know what? No, if I was the manager at Chelsea, we're going to Wembley. I'd say to one of the lads, just leave a little bit extra on him.
Manager of England.
Training. Just leave just a knee to the thigh or something like that. You know what I mean?
But love to everyone who has locked in. Like I said, continue to support. Big up everyone who's supporting. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. Obviously, if you're watching this back after the live, leave a comment, all that good stuff. And we're back today, people. The Manchester United podcast, 4:30 p.m. UK time. So myself and Ivorian will be talking all things Manchester United. So obviously, this is just one of the many crossovers and spin-offs we have on the channel. But yeah, so back Manchester United podcast, myself, Ivorian, 4:30 p.m. UK time. And then midnight tomorrow, back with Saint for another crossover Manchester United Liverpool show, Man United
Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
Analysis at Anfield podcast. So yeah, anyone who knows Saint knows it's going to be entertaining, hilarious. Son speaks very truthful and extremely honest about Liverpool. Even when I try and play his devil's advocate, like his arguments be pretty much bulletproof. So clicks, big up to you, Juddy Sports, big up as well, big up all the regulars, all the new people, much appreciated. So yeah, like I said, 4:30 p.m. Man United podcast, and then midnight Manchester United Liverpool show with myself and Saint, Man United Analysis at Anfield. All the shows I named are all on the upcoming live stream schedule. I've already updated it till next Sunday. So, all the shows that are coming up, people. I had a couple people follow the Twitch. I will try and get a fan calling show scheduled for this week. But if I don't do one this week, I will definitely do one during the international break. As well as if we do some international watch-alongs, they'll be on the Twitch. The link for everything, all the things I mentioned are underneath in the description. I know I'm firing a lot of information, but you lot have to get information number 1 and 2. I know you lot are smart enough to take it in as well. So, yeah. Underneath in the description is the list
also
for everything. Yeah, go on, Jess.
And also make sure if you aren't getting notifications on YouTube currently, go to the channel and just press for notification as well. So just for a double insurance that you get notifications for the shows that's coming up on YouTube.
Facts. And big up Jody, he says big up. He says it's 1 p.m. Tuesday here. Oh, you're in Australia.
Oh,
crazy.
Shit. Yeah, wow. Yeah.
That is nuts. Yeah, you in that future. Mad. You know what I'm
Tell
saying?
us what happened.
Hey, tell me who the managers. Tell me who my managers.
Give me the lottery numbers.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, lottery numbers would be a big help. Trust me. All right. Well, love to everyone that has locked in. Let me actually see if I doubt anyone is actually live. But let me see. If not, I'll just send you lot to the Man United to hit the like button for it tomorrow. Let me see. I'll raid someone. Let me have a look. Redirect you lot to somewhere. I don't think anyone's live. Let me check. No one is live. So you know what? We'll just send you there. So yeah, once this stream ends, it'll just send you to the Man United. Hit the like button and then close it off, people. But this has been the Man United Ballers at the Bridge, talking at Tottenham Talk, Manchester United, Chelsea, Spurs show live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.